Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brettcast Comic Book Talk. Today we are here to talk about IDW comics again. I don't see many other comic-related channels on YouTube really talk about them, and seeing how much of their series I read, I think it's my duty to inform you all why you should be reading their books, whether it's Transformers, Sword of Ages, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They put out a lot of good stuff. The most independent publishers that I see other comic channels on YouTube cover is always Image. I mean, I'm not saying Image is terrible, but I've had my share of The Walking Dead. But there are other independent publishers out there. Anyways, enough rant. Today we're going to be discussing the Optimus Prime 2018 annual. Warning, spoilers ahead. So from the back cover, this is titled Starscream the Movie, which I already really like this title. So one of my favorite sections in the beginning is when Starscream shows up and tells Fairborn that he needs to speak to her associate, Thundercracker. And then Thundercracker tells Starscream that the joke is on him because Buster, the dog, doesn't even speak English. That whole back and forth got a good laugh out of me. Basically, Starscream asked Thundercracker to make a movie about him. That way the people of Earth can get a good idea of the type of bot he is. The issue then goes about with Starscream and Thundercracker in a room making the script with panels showing the kind of action and stuff their movie will have. There are some interesting pages where Thundercracker tracks down Dirge and Skywarp, and they both tell Thundercracker about the day they met Starscream. These were some interesting parts, especially seeing how Dirge's story and Skywarp's story were vastly different from another. There is a part where they are painting Acid Storm to, I believe, look like Starscream because I guess they don't want the actual Starscream to be in their movie. But hey, that's fine with me. Anyway, Thundercracker shows some humans an early showing of the movie, and the humans all thought it was really boring. That is when they think of Cybertronians, they think of actions and explosions and Michael Bay. Just kidding, I added that one. Thundercracker goes back to his set on Cybertron and hands the bot playing Starscream some new lines, and he doesn't like it. So then Acid Storm has enough and just quits. The Thundercracker can't come up with the bot who can play Starscream and knows all the lines until he comes up with the idea to use himself for the part. It's funny because one of the people working on the film with Thundercracker brings up changing his colors in post-production rather than painting him gray like they were doing to Acid Storm. And Waspinator comes in and tells everyone that Starscream confessed to some wrongdoings and got himself arrested. Thundercracker, being the wise filmmaker he is, takes the information and uses it for the ending of the film. Then we get some pages that lead to Thundercracker showing Starscream the film in his prison cell. Starscream tells Thundercracker that the film is good, but it no longer matters since he is sitting in a prison cell. In an odd turn of events, Thundercracker gets sent to the wrong location through the space bridge and gets ambushed by some bots, but is able to hold them off till he arrives on Earth. Then there are some pages of Rumble and Frenzy being in a really cheesy action movie, but it is really hilarious to see. So Thundercracker goes to a human filmmaker that was trying to find a place that would buy the film Thundercracker made, but had no luck. But right at the end, someone runs in and says that there is a call for Thundercracker. He takes the tiny human phone, and it's a guy saying they saw Thundercracker's film and want him to make a movie for him. And that's the end of it. So I really enjoyed this issue. This is my first annual that I have, and I'm really glad I got it. Obviously, this really had nothing to do with the actual story that's happening in the Optimus Prime series, but that's okay. It's what we call a one-shot. This was really neat and a very well-written story. It's great to see Thundercracker getting a bigger part in an issue because he's really been getting the shaft in past issues. Of course, it plays well with the current way Thundercracker's character is written as more of a creative-minded Cybertronian, and I really appreciate that from IDW. I highly recommend you read this issue of Optimus Prime. But of course, I would also say that you should read all of the Optimus Prime series. Well, I was planning to do a couple videos about the Transformers versus Visionaries, and then about Optimus Prime's The Falling Arc, but I didn't bother to do that. That's all I have to say, so if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening, and goodbye.